It can get fiery. We can see red cards. Like anything can happen in this game, so it's difficult to call. But I am going to go for a... Hey guys, what's going on? Pride London here. You guys know what to do. As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Today, we are previewing the Chelsea versus Spurs game. Obviously, we're at Stamford Bridge. This is going to be a big game because our home form ain't great and Spurs are in decent form. So this is going to be a tough game. And obviously, this is a massive game in terms of the top 4 race, because if we lose this game against Spurs and Man United and Sheffield win, we could potentially be in 7th place. Considering where we are now, 4th, dropping to 7th in 90 minutes is ridiculous. We cannot let that happen. I'll be so devastated if that happens, and I do think that'll be a very difficult task to sort of gain ourselves back into the top 4. Even though you consider that Spurs are very sort of injury prone at the moment, they can't seem to keep their forwards fit at all. Their defence and midfield is alright, but the forwards cannot stay fit. And Man United, although they are in a pretty awful season and under a manager that might not be the one for them, we can't expect them to lose. Like, we have to, while it's in our hands, we have to keep it in our hands. We can't expect these teams to drop points. We can't be like, oh, Spurs haven't got a proper striker anymore, so they're going to drop points, so we can afford to draw. Or Man United are going to drop points against whatever lower than the table team. Like, we can't rely on this anymore. We have to turn our form around. And if these youngsters want to prove that, you know, they are the future of this Chelsea squad and they're going to be here for the long term, they're going to have to prove it, and this is the perfect game for them to do it. So I'm hoping Lampard is coming into this game telling the boys that, I'm hoping that he set the expectation on them as a win. I hope he's not said, you know, a draw will do, because realistically, a draw might not do. By the end of the season, it might not be enough. When you consider, you know, by next week, sure, a draw will do, we'll still be in top 4. But a win would put us very comfortable in top 4, not in the sense of like points, but the fact that we've just beaten a big rival at home, turned our home form around, beaten a rival, and solidified top 4. That would be 3 great points to be leading into our next games with, and it would boost the confidence of the guys. Not so much in terms of confidence in, yeah, we've got like 12 points clear in the 4th position. Like, we don't have that. Like, we need to just focus on smaller aspects right now, and that's improving confidence, improving form, and improving player morale, in the sense of the whole team together needs to start working better. And when you consider that if Spurs win this game, they would be 2 points ahead of us in 4th. So not only is it just like we drop out, it could go 2 points ahead if they beat us in this game, which is absolutely awful. We cannot be having that. That could also see Sheffield above us, and Man United could also go above us depending on goal difference. This is something we cannot allow if we're going to get into the top 4. Of course, there's the whole issue with City at the moment and their transfer, their UEFA ban. So 5th is also an option maybe for Champions League, but we can't rely on that, because with the lawyers they've got, they could see this case dragged on and on and on, and it could not even affect next season's Champions League, or they might even win the case and they will still be in the Champions League, so that 5th place will just still be Europa League. Of course, we've also got injury problems of our own. It's not only Spurs and Man United with their strikers like falling out. Realistically, we haven't had the greatest season. We've had Pulisic out for how long now? We've had Ruben Loftus-Cheek out for long. We had Callum out for long. We've got Kante out for a while now. Like, we've had so many awful injuries. It's not been a great season in terms of keeping everyone fit, because we've barely managed that. Our defence has stayed pretty fit in general, but earlier on in the season, you got to remember we didn't have Rudiger. Like, Christensen was in bad form. Tomori was making mistakes, but was pretty damn solid. And Zuma would have very solid moments, but then absolute brain farts. And like, first game of the season where he gave away a pen, couldn't be trusted realistically. Basically, it all comes down to, we really need a performance from our boys. Like, we cannot be accepting anything less than a win realistically. I know a lot of people will say, oh, a draw will do because it'll just keep us ahead. But with Man United facing Watford, who are 19th in the table, they should be picking up a win there. And Sheffield United facing Brighton, who are 15th, they should also be getting a win there. And obviously we're playing Spurs, who are the other contender for top 4 at the moment. So that is 3 teams that could realistically be above us. We can't be having it. We need a big performance. When I say a big performance, I don't mean like, oh, well, we tried and, you know, we got unlucky with VAR like in the United game, even though we absolutely got that robbed from us. We can't allow that to happen. We need to just score goals when we have the opportunity. Batshuayi cannot be involved in this game, if you ask me. I think I'd be quite happy to see that being his last performance in a Chelsea shirt. I don't think it will be, but I wouldn't be too opposed to it. I would like to see Giroud definitely coming off the bench. But leading into the player selection, let's see what my predicted lineup is. So in goal, I've gone for Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, of course, there's the whole issue of Is Kepa, going to be starting? Because there's a rumour that Caballero is going to be starting for the rest of the season. Kepa's fallen out with the manager and the board. There's all these rumours going around. I'm not too bothered on them. Like I've said before, if Kepa is the one that has sort of instigated all this and said he doesn't want to play for the club anymore, then I absolutely think he shouldn't be playing for us. But if that's not the case, then he has to start. Caballero has not proven that he's any good compared to Kepa in goal. He made a very good save against Igalo at the end of the United game, but realistically he's conceded far too many goals in the time that he's been playing for us in the last, 4 games. We can't be having it. Kepa has to start. In general, he's a better keeper, he's younger, he's a future prospect for us, and I get that we might be sort of teaching him a lesson here, but we can't afford to be teaching lessons at this stage in the season when top four is at risk. Then at right back, I've gone for Reece James. Of course, his crossing ability is insane, his defensive ability is good, his passing is great. We just need him in the team at every opportunity. He has to play there. If Giroud maybe starts this game, Tammy is fit and he's trained, so he's in contention for the lineup tomorrow. But if he isn't 100% fit, I wouldn't be too opposed to seeing Giroud start, because we saw that cross in from Mason Mount into Giroud. Although he was offside by the end of his foot, it sucked. But he actually made a great run. He pointed to where he wanted it. Mount with a brilliant delivery, and we got a goal. Obviously we didn't, but it was a goal, ball in the back of the net. A really nicely worked move. I would be quite happy to see Reece playing on that right side with Giroud in the middle. His heading ability, his just reading of the game, bringing other players into the game, those two could be a great combination together, and I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of that. And of course, Giroud hates Tottenham. He's played for Arsenal, he's played for Chelsea, he scored goals against Tottenham. Maybe it would just be that perfect moment. You know how it is in football when a player's 100th game is coming up and then they end up scoring on it, or a player is coming up against a rival team and they're in a goal drought and then all of a sudden they bang 2 goals in. It seems to happen all the time in football. So maybe playing Giroud, the guy that's played in London for years now for every team apart from Tottenham, being Arsenal and Chelsea, every big team I suppose, it would be pretty picturesque to see him scoring against Tottenham. Then the 2 centre-backs, I'm going with Rudiger on the left side and Christensen is going to be starting. Realistically, I think I would put Tomori in there because I think Tomori is a solid centre-back, but the rumour is that Christensen has flown out to, I think it was Milan, to get a face mask fitted for the game because he's going to be playing. He broke his nose in the last game, which sucks because that was right before the goal that we conceded, so not ideal. But yeah, he's going to be playing tomorrow, which is pretty much just being confirmed at this point. So that's why I'm putting him in the team, even though I think Tomori probably could do a pretty good job in this game. And then at left back, we've got Azpilicueta, of course. That sort of fullback situation does seem pretty, I wouldn't say solid at the moment because we are conceding goals and not winning enough games, but it's looking better. Azpi on the right wasn't working realistically all that well. It allows us to fit Reece James into the team, so I think Azpi on the left side sort of works out. Then I've gone for 3 in the midfield. I've gone for Jorginho, Kovacic and Mason Mount. I think Jorginho just ahead of the defence and behind the midfield sort of just always works. He does a great job there. He's good at tackling, he's good at passing, he's good at linking the play between midfield and attack. He's just good. I like Jorginho in that role. He's very good. Kovacic, one of our better players this season, definitely. His dribbling ability is, in every match, I seem to just be watching him and I'm always amazed with it. I'm always just like, whew, what a move. This guy's just got skill beyond himself. So Kovacic has to be starting in there for me. And then Mason Mount, he did get an assist for the Giroud goal. He crossed in twice for Rudiger's headers a couple weeks ago. I think he's got the ability in him to get an assist in this game, especially if Giroud's playing again. I really think those two could link up again. We saw the offside goal against Man United. I could see him doing something like that again. That was a beautiful move, beautiful pass, beautiful header. It's just exactly what we wanted to see, and I think Mason can do a job in this game. Then, of course, we're looking at our winger situation. We've got Callum, who's injured, and Pulisic, who's injured, who are realistically our 2 starting wingers. So at the moment, it's going to have to be Pedro on the left side, Willian on the left side, and Pedro on the right side is what I'm going with. I think Pedro's well past it. I don't realistically want to see him starting, but we haven't got any other options. Of course, we could see maybe Barkley in midfield and then Mason on the left, Willian on the right, something like that. It's an option certainly, but I think that is probably what we'll see is Willian and Pedro together on those wings. And then the striker, of course, I've gone with Tammy Abraham, but I'm very happy to see Giroud start in this game if possible. There was some news that came out that Giroud didn't start over the past few weeks because he hasn't been match fit. A lot of people are saying, you know, like fans have been making assumptions on why Giroud hasn't started. They've been saying Frank hates him, there's no love there, it's because Tammy's English, it's because Tammy's young, it's because he's an academy player. Realistically, he just hasn't been match fit, which is what an independent source has come out with. So I guess it shows a lot of people not to sort of throw their assumptions at situations and just run with it. But at the same time, it would have been good to see Giroud starting, and I think I could see it, you know, I could see Giroud starting this game, but just because it's Tottenham especially, and because he did get a goal in last game, and Tammy's got, was it 2 goals in 13 games, something like that? He's not in the greatest form, although this season, first season in the Premier League, he is doing pretty damn fine. But I don't know, we'll see. I've gone for Tammy up front, but I could definitely see it being Giroud. And then my predicted score for this game is going to be a difficult one, of course. I do think a game against Tottenham always is difficult. You're never going to have the easiest of situations against a rival like that. It can get fiery. We can see red cards. Like anything can happen in this game, so it's difficult to call. But I am going to go for a 1-0 Chelsea win. I want to say there's goals in this game, but with our scoring situation, I can't see us scoring. I could see maybe 2 at most, but I don't see us scoring many more than that. I think Tottenham will sort of set up, because they haven't got Son and Kane. Lucas Moura is very fast, so I think it's going to be a counter-attacking sort of setup from Mourinho, which would basically mean they're going to be defensive, and we struggle against defensive teams. But I don't think Spurs are very good defensively, so I could see us getting a goal in there. Again, like, they're very toothless in attack right now. They haven't got Son, they haven't got Kane. That is massive for us. But they have got Lucas Moura, and we've seen that he can do some pretty good things. Like we saw in the Champions League, he had a bloody stormer in the Champions League last season. So we've got to be very wary of him, but I think our boys have got to be good enough to get a 1-0 win here. It gets us to 3 points, it gets us what we need. No one gains ground on us. We get ahead of Tottenham a little bit. It'll be beautiful to see, because we love beating Tottenham. I'm nervous, but I don't think I'm as nervous as the Man United game. Maybe come tomorrow I will be. Of course, it's an early kickoff. It's 12:30 PM in the UK, so make sure you're up and ready for it, because I certainly am going to be. I cannot wait. I need to see the boys getting the win. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not too fussed. If we get a draw on the day, I'll probably be fairly content with it, but that could see us dropping down in the table, and I'm not happy with that. So I need to see a win from the guys. Hopefully they get it. Let me know your score predictions, your predicted lineups, whatever you want to let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like on this video. If you want to do me a big old favor, subscribe so you stay up to date with all the videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.